And now, coming up next, Redzuan Muhammad Fuad against Carlo Paalam of the Philippines. And we have the lineup of judges: Weraporn Mohammed, Mr. Irgarashi from Japan, Miss Yokli of Korea, and Mr. Roik Waini of Indonesia. If you follow the graphic, their names are going down slowly.
Right.
And because that's the rotation, it's a seating arrangement actually as we look at this division.
And these are two semifinal contests in the men's light flyweight division. So the winner of this first fight coming up, that would be Redzuan versus Paalam, will move to the final. And the winner of the second contest, that would be Langgu versus Sai Rangsi, will also move into the final. That's Redzuan Mohammed Fuad. He's 28 years old. He drew a bye in the opening round, so he's now into the semifinals straight. He's a soldier, he's a southpaw, and he is the current Malaysian champion. And in the Thai Open this year, he took a bronze medal. 108 fights under his belt, so he is a veteran.
Oh, he is grizzled.
And he claims to work 22 hours a week.
I thought a day.
In the gym.
I was scared for a moment there. I thought you'd say a day, then it doesn't sleep. In
So
the meantime,
just a little over 3 hours a day in the gym.
Carlo Paalam of the Philippines.
And Paalam, he is on a mission in the Southeast Asian Games. Everyone remembers that back in 2017, when he made his Southeast Asian Games debut, he was the only Filipino of 6 Filipino contenders who failed to come home with a medal. He was eliminated in the quarterfinals, did not advance to the semifinals, so came home empty-handed. Now he has a chance for redemption. Paalam is 21 years old, a bronze medalist in the 2016 World Youth Championships in Russia, a bronze medalist in this year's Indian Open, a gold medalist in the Thai Open last year. In the Asian Games, he also booked a bronze medal in 2018.
Referee Nelka Shiromala is the third person in the ring.
Now, Paalam was impressive in his first outing, a 5-0 victory over Kamsatone of Laos.
You're getting the hang of these long names from Laos and Thailand.
We had practice with the Serbian names in the FIBA World Cup in China this year.
In the meanwhile, we have Paalam against Fuad, and we are under. And Paalam is quickly on the pro. It's a standing 8. That was quick.
Oh, that was very quick.
That was almost just 15 seconds.
That's right.
Surprising Fuad.
But storming out of the corner, that was Paalam.
I think when you mentioned that he had not won a medal in the previous Southeast Asian Games, he was reminding himself of that. Wants to bring home something now, and look at that. He's
turning this into a brawl right
yes,
here.
Sir, right now. Nowhere else to go. And referee from Singapore warns them.
Paalam catching Muhammad Fuad by surprise.
With a standing
but again,
8
in
quickly.
Amateur boxing,
that's just 1 point.
That's really just 1 point. It's like any other blow that you score during a round. A knockdown does not give you a special bonus. It's not like professional boxing. When you score a knockdown, whether it's a standing...
You won the round.
That's right. You've already won the round, and by a margin of 10-8.
In the meanwhile, Paalam had an uppercut earlier. He's in fighting, quite impressive. He's going downstairs, trying to shift his attention to the breadbasket.
You see the look of determination in the eyes of Paalam.
In the meantime, Fuad trying to take out the cobwebs that are bothering him right now. Got stunned there. And Paalam continues to keep him busy and thinking. And a left hand by Paalam, nailing Fuad.
Now Fuad is a southpaw. He's a left-hander. So Paalam looking how to solve the mystery of a southpaw. And no doubt about it, it's the right hand of Paalam that's going to be connecting. He shoots off that left hand to set up the right.
And so far, Paalam displaying impeccable speed.
Well, actually, to slow down here.
Yes, not this point. But when he started out, oh, Fuad makes an attack. That forced Paalam to backpedal there.
Now I think Paalam should continue with the pressure. The same kind of pressure he showed when he stormed out of his corner. And for Fuad, he needs to counter. He knows that Paalam is going to come charging in, so he has to be ready. Fuad's defense, however, is a little open.
And it's too much hanging of the hands downstairs. Look at this.
And again, the attack by Paalam.
Pushing Fuad to the ropes. And Fuad leaving himself, rendering himself wide open. And he gets tagged again by a right hand.
Fuad getting tagged right in his tracks. So he is unable to come forward because Paalam is shooting that left jab
right on target.
Very consistently.
And we are done with the first round. And Paalam with a good performance in that first round.
Well, that's a big round for Carlo Paalam. And see the attack here.
Forcing
first to the body,
yes,
and then to the face.
Referee Nelka stepping in and saying, hold it, I'm going to give an 8 here. Because Fuad was also unable to throw anything back in retaliation. He was helpless in that scenario.
That's right. And I guess that's the reason why our judge from Singapore gave a standing 8 count. Again, the primordial consideration here in amateur boxing is to protect the fighters.
As always. And as you notice, the men do not use the protective headgear anymore.
That's right. Since 2016, in the Rio Olympics, the headgear taken off in men's boxing, but the headgear remains in women's boxing.
And if you're just joining us, Muhammad Fuad of Malaysia is up against Carlo Paalam of the Philippines. A bit of housekeeping by referee Nelka.
Some debris there in the ring, and sharp eyes of our referee.
I have a feeling these are top tier referees. They run very good bouts, very disciplined, very neat.
Well, especially that boxing now is under the microscope all over the world.
Oh, that's an even more significant
when there are
thing to
international
consider.
competitions, whether it's the Asian Games or the Southeast Asian Games or the Commonwealth Games, all eyes are on boxing and how the boxing bouts are being conducted.
And Fuad has been left helpless in this battle. Paalam has been in the face of Fuad all fight long.
Well, Fuad's big problem is that he's not able to unleash
anything so far.
He's looking to uncork, but he just doesn't have the timing. You also have to give credit to Paalam's defense. He's got his hands held up high, and if you're Fuad, you're wondering, how am I going to penetrate this defense?
Without leaving myself open at the same time.
And he doesn't have the footwork. I think it's important that you have footwork to try to beat the defense that Paalam is giving him.
Paalam scanning for a target.
But I also think that Paalam has earned the respect of Fuad.
That is clear in this second round.
Well, especially since he had a standing 8 count called against him, and we're talking of Muhammad Fuad.
Early.
The boy from Malaysia, very early.
First 15 seconds of first round. Time is coming to 1 minute and 16.
I'm surprised, however, that Paalam has sort of slowed down.
Off, no?
It's slowed down.
He had
a furious start, and then he suddenly slowed down.
He may have the false sense of security that he's clearly ahead.
But nice connections with the combination that time by Paalam. He's striking with that left jab, looking for the opening for the right. There it is again, that left jab. But the punches are falling on the gloves of Fuad, so he needs to be more accurate. He needs to land in the target areas.
Left in this round, 30 seconds.
Right hand coming from Fuad. Fuad also is showing good defense here.
But has not thrown a punch, really.
No, I think he's concentrating more on defense and offense. And unfortunately, in boxing,
That doesn't tip the
that's right.
scales.
When you're scoring punches landed, so you're not getting too much credit for defense.
At the end of round 2, fighters report back to their respective corners.
And the coach of Carlo Paalam is Ronald Chavez. And you take a look at the action from the previous round. There's both fighters missing.
You sense that Paalam put down his intensity in the second round.
I thought so, or either that or maybe the Malaysia's defense also got tighter. And the problem with Fuad is that while his defense has been
Impressive.
somewhat
and,
solid,
right.
he's not showing too much offense, so the firepower is not there. And in boxing, as we mentioned earlier, the judges are looking for connections. They're not looking for defense.
That doesn't.
They're looking for connections.
The defense should propel the offense.
That's true. Like in basketball, the defense should translate into good offense.
As we enter the final round. So far in this bout, if you just joined us, a standing 8 issued against Fuad of Malaysia early into the first round, 15 seconds in fact into it, and a left hand by Fuad. Finally, he's throwing something.
And again, poking that left jab is Paalam. I think maybe one reason why this action has slowed down is because both fighters appear to be counter punchers. And when that happens,
that's also true.
When that happens, that's a lot of waiting. And not too many punches are thrown. But right now,
Paalam shifting his attention now.
He's seizing the initiative.
Yes, that's very evident.
He just wants to make sure that he clinches this fight. He wants his spot in the final. 2017 in the Southeast Asian Games, Paalam did not win a single medal, did not win a medal of any color, and he wants to land on the podium this time. Actually, he's already assured of a bronze medal. The same thing with
But
Fuad.
I think he wants a different shade.
I think so. I think he wants, that shade that glitters.
I think so. And join the rest of his countrymen who have already pocketed gold medals. And meanwhile, Paalam, 1:39 to go. Paalam is swung around, and we are not into wrestling. And Fuad apologizes. Look at the conduct of the fight. It's consistent. The referees all checking the gloves when that happens, trying to wipe away any possible perspiration that could have landed on the gloves also. In the meanwhile, stop. Oh, referee Nelka is a stern judge. She's in control. And look at Fuad. He's going to the midsection. Paalam counters. No hold. You can hear referee Nelka yelling. Stop. Don't hold. Nice combination. Clean combination by Paalam. He has this tendency, though, to hold on to the forehead of his opponent before he springs into action, like he's measuring the distance.
Well, I thought Paalam was a lot more impressive in his first fight when he hammered out a 5-0 verdict over the Laotian fighter, Kamsathone. But it takes two to tango, and Fuad is not an exciting fighter. I think if Fuad came in here to engage Paalam, it would be a very different story. It would be a lot more exciting. He changed his style completely. He became very defensive. He showed too much respect for Paalam. And that last shot by Paalam still scored. And this should be an easy victory for Carlo Paalam as we expect him to move into the final.
He emerges from this one unscathed. We did a fight the other day where the blood was oozing really, and this one, both fighters emerge out of it without any tags or wounds. Would it be a 5-0 for Paalam? Could be.
I suspect it would be. I thought that the fighter from Malaysia fought defensively much of the way, not showing too much firepower. And for Paalam, He showed control and the technique that the judges like to see.
Referee Nelka holding on to the fighters.
Winner on points by a unanimous decision. In the blue corner.
And it's
That's
unanimous. It's unanimous. Carlo Paalam nailing a 5-0 victory over Redzuan of Malaysia. And
No surprise
no
that Paalam
surprise.
is now safely in the final of the men's light
And
flyweight division.
he will get a medal that doesn't shine like bronze. It'll be
That's right.
sterling silver. As to whether it's glittering gold remains to be seen. Smiles all around in the Philippine corner.
And that's a shutout. All 5 judges giving it to Paalam without a single round yielded to his opponent. As you see, the Philippines Australian coaching consultant Don Abnett.
There's our doctor who you thought was very brave the other
Yes,
day.
yes.
And here are choice cuts from that. Here's that standing 8. No defense that time by Fuad, and he was rendered helpless. Meaningful punches coming from Paalam, resulting in this moment.
I thought that once Fuad tasted the power of Paalam's punches, he just completely changed his attitude towards his fight and fought defensively instead of offensively.